Greetings one and all. How's everyone doing? I hope well. I hope your day is going great. So in the next installment of my hiking series, I guess, and it is addressing your medical needs. Now this is a tough video to do because I'm not a medical professional, and therefore I don't want to give medical advice that's wrong, because I don't want to see anyone get hurt, sick, or more seriously hurt. So my first piece of advice, of course, is going to be, if you're going to start hiking and you have a serious medical condition, you should really talk to your doctor. Now, I go on Facebook a lot, probably way too much, and I see these questions all the time. Hey, I have these pills, I have this and this, I have to keep cold, what do you think? You know, and then, you know, the opinion fountain, everyone's got to throw their 2 cents in. Oh, you should do this, you should do that. It's like, talk to your doctor. Talk to your doctor. Say, hey doc, I want to start hiking. How do I keep my medications cold? You know, let them know what you want to do. Go from there. You know, people might have great advice that's spot on, and if you think it's a great idea, just write that idea down, talk to your doctor about it. Your doctor might even like that idea. It's like, actually, that's a great idea. Do that. But I would still mention it. Now, for serious allergies, you know, they have this thing called an Epipen, and I wish I had one to show you. If you do a Google image search, you can just look one up, and you can look all the information. I think it's just basically a shot of medication. You just punch it in your, punch it in your leg or your arm or something. Gives you a dose of medication. Some people are very allergic to like bee stings or poison ivy, poison oak, whatever, you know, severe allergies. So you gotta talk to your doctor or get a prescription for the Epipen, which is why I don't have one to show you. I wish I did, but you know, it is what it is. You know, if you have a serious allergy like that you need an Epipen for, it'd probably be a really good idea to hike with a partner and let them know where you keep your pen and your medications. I mean, if you take heart medication and you suddenly find yourself needing your pills, like right now, and you fall, you know, you hit the ground, you're having labored breathing, you're having trouble, and they don't know where your pills are, you know, you can't exactly have them digging through your pack trying to find your medications. So, you know, like a lot of packs, you know, I'd keep it right in the front pocket and just have a talk with your friend or your hiking buddy. Go, look, you know, here's my condition, here are my pills, here's exactly where they are, so you can just go straight to them and get them to me. So for first aid, I'm going to go over some things that I have, and alrighty. So basically I have my pack full of just random items. This is usually one of the first aid kits I bring. All it is just a few items in a Ziploc bag. You know, just some bandages and some alcohol wipes and antiseptic wipes that I just grabbed a few from work, which I don't recommend doing. Hint, hint, nudge. They just raid their first aid kit. You know, there's some burn gel, which I've never used or needed yet. Knock on wood. You know, cleaning off your infected area, you could get some wipes just to clean up. Again, these are just some examples. I probably should have laid everything out ahead of time. I've actually got these from a buddy of mine. They're actually just gloves in a little bag. It looks like I have some sun glare. I may have to move. I think I will. And I was able to pull everything out before I turn the camera on. So some things, I have these compression gauze I got from my buddy. You know, you can just rip them right open. I've never had to break into them. I usually forget to bring them. Just depends on the trip. He also gave me combat gauze and an Israeli bandage, which thankfully I've never needed either. I've seen these on Amazon. I seem to remember them being rather spendy. But really, it's up to you what you want to grab. I mean, depending on who you ask, some people will say that all you need is a bandana and some duct tape. Which I have these. I usually always have a bandana on me, but I'm always wiping my sweat off, so I don't know if I'd want to use it for a wound. But you know, I suppose if I was cut badly enough or something, I would just use whatever I had. You can pick up these cotton rounds at, I get these at a dollar store for like I think it was $1. So you could just throw some of these into a zip top bag, use them, you know, put on a wound, wipe off the wound. If you're going to carry like creams or ointments for like bug bites or something like that, these will probably come in handy. Then you can make your own first aid kit. My buddy, one of my YouTube subscribers, Andrew, sent me this. At the time I mentioned I didn't have a first aid kit. So I can't tell you what the weight of this pack is because I forgot, and my scale's been acting all wonky. So it just has a random assortment. I mean, it's got some Aleve, which would probably be good. These wound closures, which actually I found these to be kind of nice. Because if you have a bandage that doesn't want to stay on, I just stick one of those over the bandage, hold it right on there. And then you have your tapes, some super glue. Chapstick might be a good one if you're in a hot area or cold, you know, if out in the winter. Put it on your lips, keep your lips from getting chapped. More gauze. You know, get some Q-tips. I forgot I had a needle in here. I haven't actually looked in this in a while. Safety pins, tweezers, picking out like a splinter or something, or if you have ticks in your area, which we don't have ticks here, thankfully. But if you lived in an area with ticks, you could pick out a tick. I've never had to do it, so I couldn't tell you. I couldn't even begin to tell you. Nasal decongestant. I mean, really, your first aid kit is just, you know, whatever you want to put in there and how much weight you want to have. Now, I don't know if there's necessarily a right or wrong for first aid. I mean, I've seen videos of guys and they'll have like suture kits and whatnot. You know, to each their own. I don't know if I'd want to attempt to sew myself up. Oh, there's a needle and thread on here too. So it has a needle in here. So just some ideas for that. I mean, you can get these little these Pelican, or these what are these? Plano containers. I'm sure you can get them on Amazon. You can probably look for them at a local store. You know, they don't weigh very much. I mean, I think this is what, 3-4 ounces maybe. It really just depends on what you need. Also, if you're going to be hiking with friends, you know, your first aid kit may not always just be for you. It might just be for a friend of yours or somebody who's, you know, been hurt. So, and then I actually got this for Christmas. So thanks, Mom. It's a much larger first aid kit. Now I don't know if I would necessarily want to hike with this. You could leave it in the car, so you could patch yourself up out on the trail, get down to the car, and then do a more thorough patching or whatever you need to do. I mean, there's poison ivy septic, there's insect protection cream, sting relief, you know, gloves. Again, if you're working on somebody else, it might be nice to protect your hands. Where do those gloves go? Also, just get these little Mylar bags and put them inside. I mean, restaurant supply stores have gloves, so you can just go down and you can get the coated or non-coated, all you need. Instant cold compress. What do we got in here? Just an assortment of bandages and butterfly closures. Gauze, or that wrap. More tweezers. Tongue suppressors, which is kind of an interesting thing, but you could splint a finger. So if you bend your finger backwards and you manage to get it back again, you could just snap that off or cut it with a multi-tool, and then use some tape and keep it from moving. What's this? No, hand wipe, which is a good thing. Oh, where'd it go? I knew I threw it in here. Ah, here it is. And then there's hand sanitizer, which a lot of people like to have. Now, I'm kind of more of a wash your hands with soap and water guy, so I've rarely ever used hand sanitizer. I'd rather just wash my hands properly. And then you just have assortment of gauze pads, which would be a good thing. Much larger gauze pads. Big steri pad. There's even a glow stick in here. So yeah. Like I said, I'm not a professional when it comes to medical, so you know, just some ideas you could throw around. I mean, I've seen people buy pre-made kits and then just customize them and add things that they need or want, mainly for if things are area specific. Now, along with the first aid kit, you can also turn your first aid kit into a fire kit. For example, you could throw a kit like this, which is not very big, not very huge. You have a lighter, matches, and a mag bar. So you have 3 ways to make fire in here, and then you have these little tinder quicks that you could use for getting your fire going. And you know, most stuff in here, I mean, I don't know if I'd would want to burn that, but you know, these you can burn. These, I don't know if you could burn these, but I don't want to open them up to find out. The hand sanitizer burns. Hell, even these little alcohol wipes will burn, because I've actually did a video on these where I just open one of these little up, and they're, you know, they're paper thin. They're just like a small square of alcohol wipe, and I actually got a fire going with just these. It was just one of these. And then there's cotton balls, which I got this container at a dollar store, and I just shoved a bunch of cotton balls in here. So not only could you wipe off a wound, but you could grab a few and get your fire going. So oh yeah, and then there's always your Mr. Lighter, which I just put in a little M&M case. And then even there's this thing here, which, you know, I've shown this on a lot of videos. So there's fire making, there's a light source, and you have these little aluminum containers that you can buy. You can get these at Survival Resources, and they're just cotton with wax, so you could just pull one of those off. Use the cotton for a wound, or use the cotton to get your fire going. And these are waterproof because they have a little rubber gasket in here. You know, then a knife if you need it. And then signaling, so well, that always goes with me. All right, just some samples of things you could do if you, if you have specific area needs, like if you need, I don't know, bug repellent. I mean, bug spray would be good too. I mean, everywhere you go, bugs are a pain, so you could spray yourself with some bug spray. There's so much stuff you could get and customize your kit to how your needs, or if you're out with your family needs. I guess that's it. Oh, you know, if you're diabetic too, it might be a good idea to have snacks along. case your blood sugar starts to drop, you could throw some food in there. So yeah. Okay, so I realized I'd forgotten to mention oral medications. I mean, I take oral medications, so if chances are, if your oral medications are, you know, pill when you wake up and then a pill before you go to bed, if you stuck with that, you'd probably be okay. I would still mention it to your doctor in your next visit. Hey, I want to start hiking, so I'm still sticking to my regimen with the pills I need, and you know, there you go. All right, so thanks for watching, guys. Input, comments below would be appreciated. I always read every one of them. Comment to most. Pretty much comment to everybody, but you know, suggestions, ideas, videos that you've done on first aid kits or something would be, you know, I'll check out. Maybe I should create a playlist for all these videos. Though I can put your video in there. But we'll see. I probably will end up making a playlist, but yeah. So I'll catch you in the next one.